Hi class, the key terms you need to concern yourself with are listed there for the chapter on issues in research design. I'm just going to go through the definitions of those. In the research design, he talks about various methods such as interviews and ethnographies, text, internet, audio data, visual data, mixed methods. In the interview section, he cautions Laura, a student, against wanting to do something hermeneutic because it's way too complicated, and he wants her to keep it simple. A hermeneutic approach is an approach concerned with interpretation, and it's originally derived from the study of Bible texts. In my religious tradition, there's the Old Testament of the Bible, which is interpreted by people in a book called the Talmud, which is in turn interpreted by people in a book called the Midrash. In other words, there's so much interpretation. You could drive yourself nutty studying it. And in every other religious tradition, in the Quran, in the Christian tradition, in the Buddhist tradition, in the Sikh tradition, in many religious cultures, there are these enormously complicated interpretive documents. He wants Laura to do something simpler. You want to do a project that you can get done, and he encourages her to do just a descriptive study about whether remote learning, online learning works. Discourse analysis and narrative analysis we'll deal with when we get to using theories. Don't worry about those definitions. A descriptive study, according to Agarwal and Ranganathan, a descriptive study is one that is designed to describe the distribution of one or more variables without regard to any causal or other hypothesis. That's the definition you need for the quiz. But basically, a descriptive study doesn't ask why. It just describes what is seen. When we get to the method of ethnography, immersing yourself in a setting, the key word I want you to take from that section of the textbook is coding. And coding is putting data into theoretically defined categories in order to analyze them. I mean, we all do it. We code everything we see and hear and the world around us. And everything else codes us. You think, you're looking at them and making decisions about them, and they're making decisions about you. You can't get the whole world, he emphasizes, or the whole picture into your study. All data is partial. You just do your best with what you find. I do want you to know the definition of heuristic. He's in the section on texts, using that method, that data. Heuristic, according to Merriam-Webster, is involving or serving as an aid to learning, discovery, or problem solving by experimental and trial and error methods. Really complicated. It's a word I often forget the definition of. And he uses the word, he calls text a heuristic device. What? It's just too complicated. But I want you to know this word because it'll just keep coming up. Involving or serving as an aid to learning, discovery, or problem solving by experimental and especially trial and error methods. So text serves as an aid to learning or discovery or problem solving, blah, 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 blah. Just heuristic and hermeneutic. It's like those words make my brain scramble, but they're important because they just keep appearing. In real life, of course, you never need them. Just pointing that out, class. Semiotics. I do want you to know that is the study of signs. And by signs, Morse code when people are waving flags, those are signs, but also fashion signals things. Speech signals things. Semiotics, the study of signs, is a whole social science discipline. And he talks about syntagmatic and paradigmatic signs. Don't worry about that, please. The cool guy on semiotics, hell, he's ancient, but he's cool, is Noam Chomsky. There's a whole bunch of interesting people who do work in semiotics. Under the internet category, he puts in the key term netnography, which is an adaptation of ethnography for the online world, according to Professor Kozinets, who wrote the book, Netnography. Netnography is a form of ethnography that examines online cultures and life. So just want you to know that we've got a name for it. It's pretty new. Audio data, that method. Yeah, preference organization. The odds of that showing up on a quiz are near zero. Just telling you that. It's a concept derived from conversation analysis, which suggests that recipients of actions recognize a preference for what they should do next. I have to tell you that that's one example of sociology just wasting its time, in my opinion. No, many people do valuable work. Okay, interactionist. This was under mixed methods. Interactionist or interactionism is a theory commonly used in qualitative sociological research, which assumes that our behavior and perceptions derive from processes of interaction with other people. Again, the elusive obvious, like, yeah, of course that's obvious. Just if you're trying to remember this for a quiz, remember that the word interaction is actually in the definition, so you just dump the word in. And then it gets confused, though, with intersectionality, which is not in the textbook, but I do want you to know that intersectionality or intersectionality, and this is important sociologically, is the complex cumulative way in which many forms of discrimination, such as sexism, racism, classism, combine and overlap and intersect, especially in the experiences of marginalized individuals or groups. I do want you to know about intersectionality. That was the Merriam-Webster definition, merriam-webster.com, best dictionary on the web. So those are your key terms, and I hope you have a great day.